shut up. I don't like any of those answers. No, I mean, I'm in my late 30s, and I'm start. Okay, no, we're not guessing anymore. Okay, we're done with that thing. Jesus Christ. I'm in my late 30s, and I'm like feeling every year of that because I've been performing comedy for like over a decade, so I feel like about 83 on the inside. But I try to stay young. I try to do everything I can to stay young, to stay vibrant, stay fun. I try to be spontaneous whenever I can. Like I saw a couple guys loading a couch near their car on the street the other day. It was like a Craigslist Kijiji kind of situation. One guy helping the other. And the guy said, "Bro, hey, thanks so much for helping. What'd you say your name was?" The guy's like, "Oh, my name's John." The guy's like, "Oh, wow, shit, my name's John too." And I heard that as I was passing them by. I'm like, "Oh, here's my chance to be fun and spontaneous." So I whipped around at them. I was like, "Hey, my name's also John. What's up?" And neither of them laughed. Yeah. But boy, were they scared. Because I look like this. I've made myself look into an ageless fat wizard. I know what I look like, man. And it's crazy because people come right up to me on the street. They'll ask about my hair. They're like, "Is that your real hair? Is that a wig you're wearing?" Which is a crazy question to me because I'm always like, "Yo, if I was gonna spend money on a wig, don't you think that I'd buy a wig that made me look like a normal human? Not like, work from home Hagrid?" That follows me around everywhere. Went to a convenience store the other night, midnight, stoned out of my mind, spent about like 15 minutes looking at all the candy bars in the place. I was by myself with the guy at the cash. He's silent, doesn't say hi, nothing to me. Finally, I'm going to look for my debit card to pay, and I just hear his voice just break the silence. He's like, "Do you know Harry Potter?" And I don't know if he meant the books or the movies or like personally. I just said yes. Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, bro, just came back from the train station. Yeah. Harry's waiting in the car." I feel like the pandemic it accelerated the aging process. It made me feel even older, man, because you get older, you lose track of friends. That's just a thing that happens. But during the pandemic, we lost track of so many people. We couldn't talk to people, couldn't see people. So, I've been trying to catch up with friends recently. My best buddy, who I haven't seen in forever, the first thing he wanted to tell me about was, when we started talking again, first thing this guy wanted to tell me was how he had recently gotten his wife one of these weighted blankets. These weighted blanket deals. You know about these? Yeah. Now, I'll tell you what, I didn't know a lot about weighted blankets before that day, but boy, did he tell me a lot. Yeah. Yeah, he was saying his wife, she loves this thing so much, she's taken and folding it vertically in half down the middle, so she gets twice the amount of weight, twice those weighted benefits. But now he's getting screwed, right? Because he gets none of that sweet weighted blanket action for himself. So what he's considering doing now is getting a second weighted blanket, just for him. That's what he's going to do. That's what he was telling me. He was very concerned about all this. He's like, "But how much weighted blanket is too much weighted blanket for one couple, for one bed?" It was a really important issue for him. And then what I did was I ran out to the street and I threw myself in front of a car. Because I'm not a very good friend. Because I'm a bad friend. And I'm sorry to bring up dark suicidal thoughts and thoughts of self-harm and shit like that on a nice night like this, But I think we have to be real with ourselves. We can't all be happy all the time. And when we do go through some dark times, I think it's important that we talk those feelings out with someone, right? Someone that we trust. We just got to talk it out. Just make sure it's not someone who just got a weighted blanket, though. Because that conversation is going to make you want to take that weighted blanket and wrap it around yourself and jump off a bridge. But that's what my buddies are into now. That's the age that I'm at now. That's what my friends are into. Weighted blankets, bullshit like that. We used to be into cool stuff, like concerts and everything. And we used to go to live shows and stuff, man, And then that's another thing the pandemic kind of killed, was like the shows, and you couldn't go to any live cool stuff during the pandemic. The last live show I saw for like a 2-year span during the pandemic was a Kiss cover band. Yeah, and they were the opening act for a drive-in movie. I swear to God, man, this is the thing. Listen, just understand how sad this is, And I'm like, okay, cool, it's close to Halloween. They're going to do 2-3 Kiss songs that everybody knows. Then the movie will start. Great. No, it was a 90-minute full Kiss concert. They did every Kiss song ever recorded, even the disco one. And about 45 minutes into this epic Kiss concert, Jean-Paul Stanley gets on the mic. And he's like, okay, everybody, if you're having a good time tonight, I want to see everyone get out of their cars and come to the front of the stage and dance, everybody, yeah, rock and roll! And about 3 songs later, French-Canadian Paul Stanley gets back on the mic. And he's like, okay, everybody, have a bit of an update. I got a chance to speak to the organizer, and unfortunately, I was not allowed to ask anyone to get out of their car. And furthermore, we should all maintain proper distancing, measure, rock and roll. And finally, the movie started, you know. I was having trouble paying attention to it because out of the left side of the windshield, all I could see was French-Canadian Kiss, which I guess is Beck. And they're like loading all their own stuff into their late 90s model sedan, you know, still in full costume and makeup. And now Jean-Paul Stanley is like screaming out to no one in particular, being like, hey, is anyone going to give us a hand or anything tonight? We got a lot of stuff, rock and roll, yeah! But now what's cool is I could bring my 5-year-old son to live shows, yeah. Yeah, that's right, I'm a dad, yeah. Despite all outward appearances, I magicked my way into having a child. Yeah. And he's a great kid, you know. Like, and you know, like we go to shows. What I'm saying now, you know, I brought him to that Jurassic Park Live. They had a few weeks back. You guys know about this? It's like Jurassic Park with like robots and stuff, robot dinosaurs. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe that's gonna be too intense for my 5-year-old, but it's gonna be too scary. But then I remember that my own dad brought me and my kid sister when I was like 6 and she was 3 to go see like the original Jurassic Park. You know, so I'm like, oh, this will be like a bit of a family tradition, a bit of a passing of the torch kind of thing. You know, except, you know, this time I guess the dinosaurs will seem like way more realistic and scary, and also this time my parents won't be getting a divorce. So I'm just kidding, guys. They unfortunately never got a divorce. And the only cool thing I think about the pandemic and all that whole shitty 2 years was like that we got to spend time with our family, which I guess if you had a shitty family, that wasn't a cool thing. But my kid is like super sweet. He's awesome, you know, like, and I got to be there with like during developmental years of his life. And you kind of worry that your kid isn't going to be able to bond with you or have the same sense of humor as you or something. But then I realized that my kid loves fart jokes. So I'm like, oh, we're good. I'm like, oh, perfect. We can bond over that. And he loves fart jokes so much that during the pandemic, anytime somebody would fart at home, you know, I blame it on something called the pillow monster, which I thought was a funny little thing that, you know, never would backfire on me. Until the kid had to go to the movies the other day. He had to go pee while we were at the movies. And everything was fine. We were in the stall and everything until the degenerate in the stall next to us just lets one rip. And I knew exactly what was about to happen. You know, I look at my kid, he's laughing hysterically. He's like, Daddy, is that the pillow monster? Did the pillow monster follow us to the movies, Daddy? Is he in the bathroom with us right now, Daddy? And I'm just trying to get him out of there as fast as possible. I'm super embarrassed. And then you just hear this voice in the stall next to us just go, nah, bro, this is the lactose monster. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Walter Lyng. Thank you so much.